Hey, welcome back. You're watching the VOD for Session 4, Part 2, The Trial of Unity. When we left off, the Aspirants were mid-challenge in the Grand Colosseum, side by side with the Emerald Claw, tackling the Trial of Unity piece by piece. Thanks so much for watching, whether you've been here since the start of Session 1 or you're just dropping in now. If you're enjoying the chaos, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next. And remember, we go live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, so if you want to catch the next chapter as it happens, join us then. Alright, let's get right back into the action. Alright, as they escort you out of the guild hall, out of the lunch in space, into the streets of Port Nyanzari. So, as they walk you out of that, they parade you through the city, announcing you as, next to Moon's new applicants, new guild members. For the most part, people are very happy to see new guild applicants, new guild aspirants coming through and being registered. But there are a few complaints, one of them being their child has been missing. You probably hear about 6 or 7 people who have missing children throughout if you're really paying attention. Because you march through a long ways and there's some people who have missing children. And there are some people who claim the waters are, there's one person who claims the waters are dirty coming down the Tiriki. As they're walking you through the town, you're getting a little bit of introduction that it's a largely, people are generally happy to have an increase in, wealth come into the city because all these guild members are coming in spending money and they're going into the jungle and coming back with things, and then that stuff can be traded off to other cities, which again brings trade back. People genuinely seem happy about the guild. As you get out there, they begin telling you about the challenge. The Trial of Unity, specifically, there is in 3 parts. You will need to find and retrieve a relic from where it is held. I will not reveal the challenge of that to you, but you will need to find and retrieve the relic from its holding place. That will you will need to take that relic across a maze, which will be challenging to get through. However, you will have the ability to elevate one of your companions on a viewing tower to direct you through the maze. There will be a challenge in completing that viewing tower on your inherently. You will understand that more when you get to it. Magics are allowed. Killing is not. Should you be downed by anything, we do have medics on hand immediately. We will allow you a moment to recover your party members if they fall, but should the party member become in grave danger from anything, we will interrupt the challenge. I shall usher you in. Remember, you will not be competing with each other, and they gesture at you and they gesture at the Emerald Claw. You are not designed to compete with each other. It's just merely that the Colosseum can only hold 2 at a time without making the challenge greatly reduced. You hear cheering and chanting, and there's people who are they're not quite doing the wave, they're not quite doing the, but they're doing the medieval version of those things. They're very there's cheering going on back and forth, and you can kind of hear people are clapping. They're polite. They're just excited. They know that they're about to see a basketball game, even if it is between the Harlem Globetrotters and the other guys. They're still excited that they're going to see somebody competing. When you walk into the scene, this is what the Colosseum looks like. So here we are. You see, more or less, it's not a perfect image, but it's a pretty good representation of what you're going to see. Okay then, we will, at the sound of the first bell, you will be released into the Colosseum. I advise, though you can complete the challenges in any order, I will say, the relic will help you atop the tower that you build to get through the maze. It is possible to skip the relic entirely, to skip the tower entirely, and run straight to the maze. That is a possibility. You will find that not all things are as they seem. The relic, the bridge, the boxes, and the maze may have things inside that you were not readily prepared or aware of. That being said, there is no inherent risk to you in terms of life and limb. And we do have, as a resource of the guild, if you should fall, we do have the ability to resurrect you in the trial.
If the scenario ever were to rise, the means of self-defense, I guess, is just not allowed.
Oh no. If you find that you are at risk, we highly encourage you take your weapons and your tools with you. And you look around and like there are signs of people from the first class who have just like used, there's spell scars, there's visible marks of altercation in the arena. Well, if you have no questions, you may begin at the sound of the horn. And then as he's saying that, it's like, woo, woo, you may begin. As you see the Emerald Claw, like, immediately Slink runs towards their little, like, copse of plants, just dives headfirst into the plants. Like, they just immediately go into town into those plants and, like, are ripped in shreds. Imzel is a little bit more measured in his movements, but you'd have to really seriously sit down and watch him to see what it is that he's doing. So what are you guys doing as the horns go off?
Making my way over to the bush.
Making my way down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Towards the bush.
Excellent. So you notice as you get closer, these bushes are like a sort of tangle of woody, tenderly sort of like not really like a vine, kind of more like a bramble. It is totally a vine, and there is it's absolute tangle of these vines in here. You think you see a glint of something metallic inside, but you know, as you like kind of move your head around, it's hard. It's like, oh, there's a glint there, and can't really see where we're going, but it's there. What do you want to do?
Is it thorny or is it just intertwined?
It is, with a little bit closer look, it does look kind of thorny. Yeah, it does look a little bit thorny, actually. Good observation.
I will take my axe out and start swinging in chunks, like a foot apart.
Yeah. All right. Well, while he's doing that, what are the rest of you doing? I want to make sure I find out what everybody's doing in order, as all of this does happen simultaneously. So.
Yeah, I think Lorelai is going to be kind of walking around and trying to see if she can kind of see underneath and see anything like under, like looking to see if she can see that metallic glint again.
Okay. Fang, what are you doing? We haven't heard from you in a little while.
He will, I think, get down low and just dive in. He isn't too concerned about the thorns. He isn't quite sure what he's looking for, but
Okay.
he's trying his best.
Yeah. So, and last, Zen. What's Zenthar doing as everybody jumps in here?
So my train of thought here is we're essentially racing from like the others that are. Is it like their own bush, or is it like
They have their own set. It's a parallel.
Okay.
Our art shows one track here, but there would be two tracks of this set up in direct parallel with each other.
So my train of thought here is distracting the enemy team.
Ooh, okay.
And my mentality for this is dancing lights within the bush.
Oh, that's clever. I like
Creating
it.
for like orbs or something to like glint and distract or slow them down.
Ah, that's very clever. Okay. I hadn't anticipated that. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, we're gonna have Lorelai and Fang. Why don't you both roll perception as you're kind of like, you're just peering. You're not really engaging with it yet. Sorry. Fang, you said you dove into it.
Oh yeah, he went straight in. He isn't concerned about the thorns or anything.
Okay, cool. So in that case, Lorelai, why don't you roll perception with advantage? Since Sage isn't here, I'm just going to give you her perception or her help action, rather than puppeteering her myself. 19. You immediately see there is what appears to be like those child viewfinders, like the handset of a child viewfinder with no lenses in the bottom of this bush. You immediately see it. It's like this, yeah, you're looking through a bramble, but somehow if you just position your eye perfectly, you can see that there is a path through to that bramble. However, with a 19, you notice when you have not moved, and like the way that optics work, you haven't moved, the object hasn't moved, and yet you lose sight of the object as something between you and the object courses and undulates and begins moving. As you quickly recall back to the Druidic Primer on Flora and Megaflora, there is something in this bush that you have read about. Or you know what? It might just be the bush itself. However, those of you who are close to it and describe that you touched it, which would be Parn and Fang, both of you are going to feel that the vines wrap around your wrist or ankle, or Fang, since you jumped right in, they just wrap around your waist as you begin clambering through this thing to try to get to your target, your thing. Parn, you bring your axe down on a segment of this thing, and there's it's like the vines are retracting away from you trying to slice it up, and they kind of tentacle-like appendages slither around inside of the vines themselves. You are going to take a little bit of bludgeoning damage as they squeeze, and you are restrained. You're going to take 5 bludgeoning, and you are considered restrained by this vine here. Fang, I rolled pretty crappily and didn't break your armor class, so you are not affected by this, nor are you restrained. But you do feel it trying to course around you. With that, you see the dancing lights go off, and Slink dives in, trying to get to the glowy thing, and you hear himself. And he's a little bit bugged out by the vine that has wrapped around him. I'm gonna do the party and what you guys want to do, and then I'm gonna do the enemy here. So it's just gonna be back and forth rather than keeping track of 5 of you and it. With that said, why don't we? I'm gonna pop this up just for turn keeping sake. Let's do that. So we're just gonna do this. I'm gonna have Lorelei because you're the first one on my ticket here, and then the vines are the other one on my ticket. So with that said, Parn, you're gonna take 5 points of bludgeoning damage to kick this off. You are not raging when that happens, so you do not get to resist the damage as much. What do you all do immediately after that happens? Again, we see Slink get, and their party immediately goes into Imzel begins chanting. You see there's little embers showing up in his hands. Sirza is running away from the bushes, getting out of the way. What are you lot doing?
You said that I could find it in the Druidic Primer, so there's a good chance that I've already pulled the book out and I'm flipping through pages.
Yeah, you have something that tells you, I've read about this. I don't know what it is, but I've read about something in this. Yeah, I'm going to let you dig through that book for fun, because I feel like that's what Lorelei would have to do, is, dig through it. For those of you that don't know, I gave Bex a 96-page collection of plants in Chult.
Holy shit!
Because I have a problem. I'm going to make that available to everybody. It's a Google Doc. I'm going to put it onto our Discord. So if anybody wants to go see that, they can go get it on the Discord. Copy link.
So, just to clarify,
yeah,
I get hit and don't get any action but everyone else got an action.
Oh, sorry, I just said you were chopping it up. I'm sorry. Yes, you have an action.
Oh, I thought you said I took 5.
You took 5. Yeah, so I'm saying you're chopping it up. That was what you were doing last round, because you were chopping it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you're chopping it up, it lashes back at you. So
I just don't need to make any attack rolls or anything for that.
You can make an attack roll now. You can just roll damage. Roll straight damage. You don't have to roll to hit. Okay, so that was your last round of you doing damage to it. I still have to get Zenthar, Fang, and Parn this turn. What are you guys doing in this round of combat? Slink was looking for the relic. Maybe he would have found it right away because he's pretty perceptive, but he found something that is much more vivid, and you can create more than one dancing light. So you have 4 of these dancing lights, and they're dancing around in different, as long as they're within 20 feet of each other. You probably get Surza jumping in the bushes. You probably get Slink jumping in the bushes. I don't think that Varga would jump in. He'd probably just start ripping it apart like Parn was doing, so he'd probably take some damage too. Then you see Imzel just Ignis. Is he
Has he done it yet, or is he in the process?
No, it's gonna be this round. He's going to do it in this round.
Okay, so what I have in mind is I'm gonna bonus action move him. I want the 4th one to appear in his hand. Then the one that's casting it.
Nice. I'm gonna give him a concentration check. Let's just do a roll here. 1d20 plus his modifier. So that pops up. There you go. It pops up in the stream, but it doesn't pop up for you guys, so it keeps me honest. He's not expecting it at all. He the idea of there's extra light in a spell is terrifying, because he is a bookish caster, and his words are very prepared. He knows what to expect. He has recited it so many times. He doesn't say it at a different volume. He never says it with a different inflection. It's I'm gonna say the exact same thing every time. I'm gonna do the exact same hand motions. I'm gonna, his spells are precise and perfect. And when he gets disrupted, he's he just drops it, and the spell kind of fizzles out. And he looks around, and the light doesn't go away when his spell goes away. So he sees that there's a dancing light in front of him, and I'm gonna make an Arcana check for him. But he immediately knows what the spell is. And he looks around at he does one of these numbers of it's and he just goes, oh. As he looks at you, and he's oh. And then goes back to the plant and begins casting again. But you've delayed him a turn in doing what he was going to do to the plant. So that's Zenthar. Zenthar has been bested. Not Zenthar. Zenthar has done his thing to disrupt them. I lost my turn order. Lost its vines. Good. There we go. How about you, Parn?
After being hit by something in there, he'll take a moment and just kind of get super upset and use it to rage.
Okay.
And then take another swing.
Perfect. Go ahead and take another swing. You don't have to roll to hit. You can just roll damage. Nice. 14. And again, as you hit this thing, you hear more of this. It's a very slight, high-pitched whining sound. Fang, what are you doing? You're digging around inside of it. It's trying to lash out at you. It hasn't quite been able to wrap you up in its appendages.
How hidden would he be from the people watching?
I guess if you wanted to nuzzle down inside, I described this as a really thick bramble. You could be obscured inside the bramble if you want to be, really deep down in the bramble.
Oh yeah, that's what I was kind of trying to do. I was trying to get to the bottom.
You let yourself be taken down by the plants, and you feel yourself sinking down to the bottom, and you are obscured from sight.
Then now that he's hidden away, he's going to shift so that he can move around easier.
This is not like the guild druids who shifted into sharks in the challenge or the trial of Nerve. Their skin rippling and the magic surging. It isn't a polymorph spell. It's not like a controlled effect. Fang doesn't really like shift into this new form so much as he chooses to fall into it. It's not really magic or transformation. It's not like a curse. What does it feel like for you when you do this? Again, the camera still hasn't seen. You shift, but we don't know what that means. We, the audience, the other players don't even know what that means yet. What would we, the audience, feel if I could hook your brain up to ours?
Honestly, I think he feels almost free. Like he feels, a lot more comfortable. Like he can move faster now. It's easier for him to spot things.
All right. So you are buried at the bottom of this vine bramble. We do not see any change. We, the audience, the podcast audience, don't see anything. The audience inside the Colosseum doesn't see anything, but something has changed. What do you do in your new form? What's going on underneath there? What do we see the rumblings of?
Well, he's moving around. He can move pretty fast, so he's just covering as much ground as possible, keeping his head to the ground, just trying to find anything unnatural.
Okay, so you're searching.
What
you're
he's
still searching
assuming,
for
at
stuff?
least. Yeah, he's assuming the artifact thing is unnatural, so he's just looking for anything that's out of place.
Perfect. Roll perception with advantage as you are moving around. You're using your different characteristic, your different trait, your different feet. Literally your different feet. Yeah, as you're running around under, like you're kind of scrambling around. It's not the most eloquent movement or elegant movement because it's undulating and like spasms and stuff like that. But you're very quick. You're very mobile. You find a piece, and whereas Lorelei saw the viewfinder, you just find a glint of like a piece of blue glass cut into a perfect circle. It looks like a river stone to you, but it's this perfectly thin piece of blue glass and cut in a perfect circle. And you find it, and you can run over there and grab it in your mouth.
Yeah, I think he'd feel like this is unnatural. Oh, this must be the piece, even though he doesn't know what the fuck it is.
You kind of writhe over to it and grab it. Perfect. So that is your second round. Unfortunately, those of you who are in contact with it, which would be Fang and Parn, Lorelei, you're not quite in contact with it yet, are you? You saw it, but you didn't dive in and grab that piece. You're instead flipping through your book. Fang and Parn, we're gonna roll. Ka-choo. Parn, it does not hit you as you're beefed up trying to like get around it, but Fang, as you drop into that other form, you are gonna take 5 bludgeoning damage as it squeezes on the ankle of this new form of yours. With that, you look over and you see the other group is Imzel is prepping this spell again, and this time he's looking at the glowing dot of the dancing light that's standing in front of him. He's like, I see you. I'm aware of you. You won't surprise me again, as he begins casting his spell again. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, I think I found what it is. So I'm going to cast this one.
Yep.
And I'm gonna cast it right where I saw, kind of towards where I saw the viewfinder.
Yep. You cast it, and you hear that same whining, screeching sound, magnified. The whole thing, even the one that had grabbed you, because technically you were still grappled Parn from your previous turn, and technically you were still grappled Fang from this turn, it lets go, pulls back, and you hear as it tries to like pull back from it, and the part where you produced the flame and chucked it at it pulls back from that and avoids it entirely. There's like a clear line of sight to the viewfinder.
Okay, I go grab it.
You have successfully grabbed the relic of the viewfinder. Good call, Lorelei. What about the rest of you? Zenthar, what are you doing?
I don't particularly know how he would help here, because 2 of them are attacking, and 1 went in to get the item. I guess maybe he'll try and give a helping hand to pull her out, I guess, if she got it, or just, I guess, kind of help.
Yeah.
Other than just attacking the bush.
For sure. We'll say that you Zenthar runs over there and not really ready to just hack away the bush with your weapon, because first off, you don't want to dull your blade and hit the ground or hit you're a blacksmith. If you use a blade to hit fibrous plants, it's gonna dull the blade and you're gonna need to retemper it. Blades aren't meant to chop through layers of paper. They're meant to chop through, flesh. It's a little bit spongier. So yeah, you're like you're well aware. So you run over there and you're ready to pull whatever is around you to see like, okay, oh, do they need a hand? I'm ready to pull them. So the next person who makes a check will just give them advantage to reflect that you're helping them, which leads us to Parn and Fane. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna keep swinging.
Okay, cool. Yeah, roll for damage. As this thing is paying attention to you, and it is less paying attention. 17. Yeah, you're hacking and slacking this thing away as it is like reeling back. I didn't have you roll damage, Lorelai. Will you go ahead and click produce flame so I can tell how much damage you did to this thing? Because that's a big spell.
I thought I did.
I only see the roll to hit. There we go.
You know what? Because I didn't. You're right. My bad.
Perfect. You're good. You're good. So Parn, technically you didn't roll a ability check, so I'm just gonna let the advantage roll over to Fang. What is Fang doing this round?
Oh, he's gonna try and find another piece, I guess.
Yeah, roll perception with advantage because Zenthar is helping.
Nice.
26.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dang, I forget you've got that perceptive, whatever. Is it
Boy.
called observant?
I can see everything.
Okay, so as Fang is crawling around, you see another one. What do we see Fang do as they approach? They already have one circular glass disc. It's an eyepiece, right? We are all aware of what's going on. It's the glass piece that slides into the viewfinder. You see that.
Well, Fang isn't aware.
Okay, yeah. So Fang isn't, but we all know. It's the glass. It's like a glass lens. It's a blue glass lens that goes in the viewfinder. This one is a red glass lens. What do we see Fang do? Fang finds the other piece. What are you doing, Fang?
Yeah, I mean, he'll get close to it, and then he starts to get, I guess, taller again as he's standing on two legs again.
Okay, so that's fun. We, the audience, don't see, and they, the Colosseum, don't see. You get there, you take the glass piece out of your mouth, you take the other one in your hand, and you stand up, and now you're standing in the bramble, but like it's over your shoulders and stuff because you've lowered yourself as low as you can go. You are fully grappled by it, but you do have the two pieces. You lot look over to the other group, and Imzel is like burning hands, just bakes the entire plant. You see a swath of it cleared out from the middle, and the two sides on the side like deflate and kind of like lay flat on the ground. As Surza, the gnome, and Slink are standing in the middle like, hey, we got it! Completely unscathed by the fire. They're standing there like, woo! One of them's got two and one of them's got the viewfinder. And they run over and they throw them together and they run over the bridge and begin their second phase. As you guys are neck and neck with them. However, you still have to get Fang out of the plant. So we'll go to the vine, gets one more turn here. As you are still within the vine. And yes, I think that you have identified what it is. I'm going to let you show that around, Lorelai, as it's your character's story, not mine. So you may give as much or as little as you prefer. 14 and 10. Parn, it hits you for 9 bludgeoning that you can reduce to 4. Fang, it does not hit you. Lorelei should probably be terrified because you know how dangerous this plant is. But I'll let you play that out how you want to play. So it does one more round of damage to you all. In the next round, you are able to, we don't even need to roll for it, you are able to hack this thing to bits. It's very damaged from the fire and the slashing you've been doing to it. You pull Fang out. You begin running towards the bridge, but you see the Emerald Claw is already at the bridge. And they are like hoisting up Surza onto the platform. So again, whoops, don't know what that was. Wrong map. I'm gonna close the turbo over here. You see, they're hoisting Surza onto this tiny little platform over there. This one. They're hoisting him up there, and he goes to move the really big box. And Quetley from overhead flies down and lands next to Surza, and he's like, "The big one first." And then like Surza begins pushing this really heavy-looking box across. What are you all doing? As Surza is racing across this platform here.
Dare I ask how sturdy this bridge looks?
Not sturdy at all. If you want, you can make a survival check, and I'll try to give you more information about it. I think it's survival. It's not insight because you're not like reading into it. Either survival or investigation, your choice. Anybody who wants to like infer about the bridge is welcome to make those checks. I don't normally do like multiple people making checks. And then I have historically, in prior campaigns, not the one that we just did with each other, but in prior campaigns, I've done skills checks in the whisper layer. Because there's nothing worse than being like, I'm going to make an athletics check. I got a 1. The door can't be moved. It's like, well, now we all know that you got a 1. But again, I'm not going to force that. We can handle that via roleplay rather than gamification and metagaming.
I mean, I'll roll it. If you want me to.
No, have at it. Hit us with that survival. Or investigation. Yeah. You know that it's rickety. And I think what's giving it off is like you watch Surza go across the bridge and like it groans under Surza's like pressure as Surza is walking across that bridge. It's hard to infer anything else, but the ropes become taut. You can hear like the slight snapping of tiny fibers, not the whole like braided fiber, but some of the fibers that are more taut within the braid are beginning to like. So there's like this popcorny sound as the ropes are becoming stressed under pressure. So the gnome in the big box seems to be, heavy, but not.
I don't think it's going to be a good idea if I try and cross this.
Bang is gonna go put some pressure on it, see how well it holds.
Yeah, it seems to hold. It seems to hold you. You're not as heavy as Parn. You look at the boxes next to you. You're bigger than the boxes, but it's hard to tell. What's in a box, right?
Yeah, he'll go over, lift one, see how heavy it is.
Which one do you lift? Big, small, medium?
I think he'll just go for the middle one.
The middle one? It feels like it's about maybe 50 pounds. It's heavy to pick up, but not impossible.
I feel like 50 you could probably do.
What's going on? I haven't heard from Lorelei or Zenthar yet. I know Fang is trying to pick up the 50-pound box.
Yeah, Lorelei's just probably eyeing the bridge because it doesn't look safe. She's not even gonna bother looking at a box because she knows she can't carry it.
All right. Yeah. Do you want to investigate the bridge, or maybe the bridge is not like far off the ground, but
yeah. I want to investigate.
Sure. You're taking a much more academic approach to it, where you're like, okay, well, I know that many points of contact and the spacing of the planks. You estimate it could probably carry about 150 pounds total.
Lorelei will turn to Parn, I guess. Parn, do you know how to tell the weight of something? Like, if you were to lift these boxes, how heavy do they seem to you?
I could probably do pretty well, but why would that help?
Well, an idea. First of all, this is going to come across so crass. How much do you weigh?
225.
That's unfortunate. You look lovely.
Damn.
Zenthar? Same question. How much do you weigh?
Roughly 100 without the armor.
That's good. We can work with that. Wolfie, I don't think you understand what I'm saying, but you seem quite small, so you should be fine.
What are you doing, Fang? Because they've had this discussion for a while, and you said you were picking up the middle-sized box. What are you doing?
Yeah, he's picking it up, and he's going back to see if it, put a bit of pressure on, see if it would support him.
Yeah. How much do you think you weigh? I don't see it on your character sheet, so this is your chance to do quick math in your head and say that you don't weigh more than 100 pounds. But...
Well,
I don't think he would. I'm trying to... Because he doesn't have very much fat on him, but he does have a decent amount of muscle, and muscle is pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But he is also small.
When you step on the bridge with the 50-pound box, it groans, but holds your weight.
Yeah, he's slowly gonna take another step.
Yeah, so while the rest of you are discussing this, there's like a yeah, exactly. As Fang steps out, you're like, Wolfie, I don't know if you.
He's gone.
Yeah.
would he, if the ropes are like a better condition or anything of the sorts than it would be the planks?
The ropes and the planks look to be about the same condition. Weirdly enough, none of it looks old. It's like it was constructed today with flimsy material. It is intentionally constructed to look shoddy, or to work shoddily. But no, you estimate the ropes could carry just about the same as the bridge itself. As you're discussing and evaluating, Fang makes it to the other side. Fang, what you notice is that Surza has been walking across the bridge and has left ropes behind as a sort of like a tail behind them. Meanwhile, his party is up there connecting the ropes to the smallest box. And when he gets across the bridge, you see Slink gets up and runs across the bridge as fast as he can, as you're now seeing like, oh, they've got a plan. And Quetley like flies down and lands and is directing traffic, like, you go, you tie that box there, as they're like, they have two ropes on the other side of the bridge, one being held by Cerza, one being held by Slink, and both of them tied to the small box, and they just begin hauling hand over hand, pulling that rope across the bridge. And that's what they're doing. What are you doing, Fang? You're the first one to notice. While your group is talking about weight, while Lorelei is asking everybody their weights and trying to do the calculations, and you've made it across. What are you doing first, Fang, since you noticed it first?
Well, I mean, he'll head back to the other side first, and then I think he's going to lift up both the boxes, see if they're heavier or lighter than the one he already carried.
The light box...
Because just because they're bigger doesn't necessarily mean they're heavier.
The light box feels like it's full of lead ball bearings. It is heavy. The big box is empty, so it's maybe 25 pounds.
All right, then you'll just carry that one across quickly.
Yeah, so as you pick that one up, that's when Lorelei and Parn and Xanthar, when you discover, like, look, they've got ropes going across, and you see Fang, like, gotta get shit done. Pick up. Fang goes to pick up.
I'm ready.
They go to pick up the small box, and we hear, like, a... Fang wasn't expecting a 125-pound small box, so yeah, that you managed to run the big box. Yeah, I can't really run it across. You can like scrape it across the bridge. By that time, the Emerald Claw have pulled their small box all the way across, and then we'll say Slink runs back across and is picking up the big box now, going back across, and they're stacking these on the other side. What are you lot doing? As they will soon, not yet, but they will very, very soon have all three boxes across on the other side.
Yeah, Lorelei will turn to Zen and say, we need to start tying... Oh, what they're doing, actually. Tie the rope onto the box, and you go across, you and Fang can pull it, and then we need to do that with Pawn. Okay?
Okay.
So she'll start just tying one end of the rope to the box and just kind of thinks that she's given enough direction that everyone's just gonna fall in line.
If we're not tying a knot, I thought.
That's you're do exactly what she said. Tie ropes.
No, no. He's cooperating.
Perfect. Parn, what are you doing as the Emerald Claw have already begun to assemble the tower on the other side, and are ahead of you all?
I would be trying to help tie a knot if there's something I could do there, but I'm still trying to figure out how. I'm not the brightest bulb, but like I can see what they're doing, but I don't really understand it.
Yeah, I will say you don't have to. Parn does not have to cross the bridge. Crossing the bridge is not a prerequisite to get to the hedge. Crossing the bridge,
maze.
Correct. Parn could just jump down and run to the maze. The platform, again, out of character, the platform to get the boxes on the platform is so that someone can stand up on top of that platform, look down over the maze, and direct their party to run around through it. Otherwise, you're going to be going through the maze blindly. But if you have the viewfinder, and if you have the box built on the other platform, you can have someone, a drum major essentially, looking at the formation saying, go left, turn right, go left, to help you through the maze. So as they complete that, we're going to leave off on today since that's 11 o'clock. Hey, thanks for following along or watching this episode of Your Turn to Roll presents Tomb of Annihilation. We really appreciate you spending your time here with us. And don't forget, we go live this Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern with Session 5, The Maze Inside. Come hang out, be a part of the story, and see how the next trial unfolds. See you then.